Chapter 1: The Treasure House of Infinity. The Bible says, "I am come that they might have life, and that they might have it more abundantly." John 10:10. You are here to lead a full and happy life, to glorify God and enjoy Him forever. All the spiritual, mental, and material riches of the universe are the gifts of God, good in themselves and capable of good use. God is the giver and the gift. Man is the receiver. God dwells in man, and this means that the treasure house of infinite riches is within you and all around you. By learning the laws of mind, you can extract from that infinite storehouse within you everything you need in order to live life gloriously, joyously, and abundantly. Your right to be rich. You were born to be rich. You grow rich by the use of your God-given faculties, by tuning in with the infinite, and as your mind becomes productive and full of good ideas, your labor will become more productive and will bring you all kinds of material riches. It is your feeling of oneness with God in your heart that makes you rich, and you are rich according to your mental attitude and faith in all things good. All of the riches of the infinite, within and without, are yours to enjoy. There is no virtue whatsoever in poverty, which in actual fact is a mental disease, and it should be abolished from the face of the earth. You are here to find your true place in life and to give of your talents to the world. You are here to expand and unfold in a wonderful way, according to a God-given potential, and to bring forth spiritual, mental, and material riches, which will bless humanity in countless ways. Learn how to surround yourself always with beauty and luxury, and realize your inalienable right to life, liberty, freedom, and peace of mind. It is your divine right to dramatize, reveal, portray, and express the power, elegance, and riches of the Infinite One. The science of getting rich. This is a universe of law and order, and there are principles and laws by which all of our experiences, conditions, and events take place. There is a definite law of cause and effect in everything. The science of getting rich is based on the law of belief. If thou canst believe, all things are possible to him that believeth. Mark 9:23. The law of life is the law of belief. To believe is to sincerely accept something as true. Believe in the abundant life, the happy life, the successful life, and live in the joyous expectancy of the best, and invariably the best will come to you. It is the belief of man that makes the difference between wealth and poverty, between success and failures, and between health and sickness. It is a cosmic law that like thoughts always produce like effects. Therefore, any man who boldly claims the riches of the infinite will receive them. You were born to be rich. You were born with all the equipment necessary to lead a full, happy, and successful life. You were born to win, to conquer, to rise above all obstacles, and to demonstrate the glories and beauties within you. All the powers, qualities, attributes, and aspects of God are within you. Your life is God's life, and that life is your life now. God is always successful in whatever he undertakes, whether it is a tree or a cosmos. You are one with the infinite, and you can't fail. You are not here to earn a mere living. Life is a gift to you. You are here to express life and to give of your hidden talents and abilities through your mind, body, and soul. Your desires for health, abundance, happiness, peace, and true place in life represent the urges, promptings, and intimations of infinite life-seeking expression through you. Desire to make the most of yourself. A businessman's 3 steps to riches. A business friend of mine in Beverly Hills said to me in his store, "My brother is in the same business as I am, just 3 blocks away, and he is prospering and rolling in wealth. Recently, he hired 2 additional sales clerks. Yet I can't make ends meet. It is not the environment or the merchandise, it must be me." I commented that getting rich and advancing in life is not a matter of a certain business or a certain location, that riches are of the mind of man, and that some men of great talent remain poverty-stricken and frustrated, while others who have very little talent or education prosper beyond their fondest dreams. I told him about 3 steps to unfailing riches. He followed these 3 steps and progressed remarkably. First step, never make a negative statement about finances, such as, I can't pay the rent, I can't make ends meet, business is very bad, I can't pay my bills, and so on. As soon as the negative thought, I can't, comes to mind, affirm instead, I am one with the infinite storehouse within me, and all my needs are met instantaneously. It may be necessary to do this 50 times in 1 hour, but persist, and the negative thought will cease to trouble you. Second step, make it a habit during the course of the day to condition your mind to the riches of the infinite by affirming, God is an ever-present help in time of trouble, and God is the instant and immediate source of my supply, presenting me with all the ideas necessary at every moment of time and point of space. Third step, lull yourself to sleep every night by reiterating this great truth. I am ever grateful for God's riches that are ever active, ever present, unchanging, and eternal. This businessman faithfully followed this spiritual prescription, and he has advanced by leaps and bounds. He framed the following biblical quotation which stands on his desk. The wilderness and the parched land shall be glad, and the desert shall rejoice and blossom as the rose. Isaiah 35:1. Recently he said to me, my mind was a wilderness and a desert. There was nothing growing there but weeds of ignorance, fear, self-depreciation, and a sense of unworthiness. Now I am on the way to victory, achievement, and prosperity. Abundance of opportunity. You are now in the space age, the age of superjets, electronics, space travel, and countless innovations and discoveries in the realms of science, art, medicine, and industry. For example, the fields of computers and electronics are still in their infancy, and they offer endless scope for enterprise. And traffic through the air, even to other planets, is undoubtedly becoming a vast industry, giving employment to countless, thousands, and perhaps millions of people all over the world. There is abundance of opportunity for men and women who will go with the current of life and cease swimming against the tide. The law of riches is the same for you as it is for all others. It has been said that the amount of fruit that falls to the ground and rots in the tropics every year would feed the whole world. Nature is lavish, extravagant, and bountiful. Man's shortage and lack comes because of his maldistribution and abuse of nature's bounty. Look at the building materials here in the United States. There is enough material to clothe all women like queens and all men like kings. The visible supply to all intents and the visible supply to all intents and purposes is inexhaustible. You know that the infinite source is inexhaustible. It is the fountain that never runs dry. All things in this universe are made out of one universal primordial substance. The only difference between copper, lead, gold, silver, wood, stones, or the watch on your wrist is the number and rate of motion of the electrons revolving around a nucleus. The whole world and all things therein contained are made out of this universal primordial substance. The infinite storehouse of ideas within you never runs lean. If men need more gold and silver, they can make it synthetically from already existing elements. Infinite intelligence responds to your needs, and it is its constant nature to enlarge itself and to find a fuller expression through you. She found riches within herself. A woman who listens every morning to my radio program wrote to me and said, bills are piling up. I am out of work. I have 3 children and no money. What shall I do? I suggested that she relax and condense the idea of her needs into a little phrase, God supplies all my needs now. The significance of these words to her meant the realization of all her desires, such as bills paid, a new position, a home, a husband, food and clothing for the children, and an ample supply of money. She repeated the phrase over and over again like a lullaby. Each time she affirmed, God supplies all my needs now. A feeling of warmth and peace stole over her, until she reached the point of conviction and felt the reality of it. This woman shortly achieved astonishing results. Her sister, whom she had not seen in 15 years, visited her from Australia and gave her $5,000 in cash as well as other gifts. She then became a secretary to a doctor and married him. Within 1 month, she is now supremely happy. The ways of the infinite truly are past finding out. This woman has truly found the storehouse of riches within herself. Poverty is a disease. Disease means a lack of ease, poise, balance, and equilibrium. Look around you, and you will find people in all walks of life and in all types of businesses and professions who are getting rich and achieving their goals of life, while others living nearby them and in the same work and professions remain poor, ill-clad, and ill-fed. If you were physically ill, you would visit your doctor and have a physical checkup in order to correct the condition at once. No matter how poor you may seem to be, if you habitually begin to think of riches, advancement, expansion, and progress, you will automatically receive a healing response from your subconscious mind, and your good fortune will be multiplied and magnified in countless measures and ways. You may be in debt, however, and have no funds, influence, or tangible assets, but if you will begin to claim, God's wealth is circulating in my life, and there is always a divine surplus, wonders will soon happen in your life. It was a miracle. As I was writing the first chapter of this book, an elderly woman phoned me and said, "It was a miracle." She and her husband had been receiving a very small pension and barely could make ends meet. I had given her a special prayer to use, as follows: God's wealth is circulating in my life. His wealth flows to me in avalanches of abundance, and I give thanks for my good now and for all of God's riches. She had kept repeating this prayer knowingly and feelingly many times during the day, and at the end of about 2 weeks, a man called at her door, she said it was out of the blue, and asked her about a lot which she owned in the center of a desert. There were no homes there, no water, only brush and cactus. She had tried for years to sell it, and no one would even look at it. The man said, "Our company wants it to install electricity and power there for construction purposes nearby." She was given $10,000 for the so-called worthless lot. This was not a miracle. It was the response of her subconscious mind to her request. Its infinite ways are past finding out. You can get capital. Thought is the only intangible and invisible power of which you are aware. Whatever you think tends to manifest itself in your life, unless you neutralize it by a contrary thought. Your thought definitely and positively can produce for you tangible capital through your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind moves as it is acted upon by your thought. If you think poverty thoughts, you will become poor, no matter how rich you may now be. If you make a habit of thinking of riches, spiritual, mental, and material, you must become rich according to the law of reciprocal relationship. In other words, when you think, wealth is mine now, and remain faithful to that idea, your subconscious mind will respond by distributing to you wealth along all lines according to the nature of your thought life. All inventions, buildings, structures, cities, and devices of all kinds, including all man-made forms and processes, as well as those of nature, came out of the same type of invisible storehouse within you. When you think of moving from your chair, you make that motion. The scientists thought of projecting voices and harmonics into your home. Television was the result. The electronic impulses were transmuted into form, voice, music, etc. You are really living in a thought world. The infinite presence thought of a world, and the universal mind moved according to that thought and took the form of a physical, dynamic universe, plus its system of stars, suns and moons, and the endless galaxies in space. All this is the product of an infinite thinker, thinking in an orderly, mathematical manner and with absolute precision. The poet Joyce Kilmer said, "Only God can make a tree." In creating the trees, whether oak or apple or what have you, The infinite thinker thinks of trees, and the universal mind starts in motion the forces bringing forth all trees according to their nature, as prescribed by the principle of growth which is constant throughout nature. The great law of attraction. Some months ago, a man showed me an invention of an engineering nature and said to me, "I need money to promote this, lots of money." I explained to him that there is a law of attraction which would supply him with everything he needed for the fulfillment of his dream. I suggested that he make a practice of claiming mentally, "Infinite intelligence within my subconscious mind attracts to me the ideal concern which will manufacture, promote, and sell this invention. There are mutual satisfaction, harmony, and divine agreement, which bless all concerned." This statement became his habitual prayer. His subconscious got busy, and shortly thereafter he met a prominent businessman in the Wilshire Ebell Theater in Los Angeles, where I was lecturing. This businessman sponsored the invention and contracted with the proper parties to make the most of the invention. He has recently told me that it is going to be a fabulous product of a revolutionary nature, with unlimited profit potential. This demonstrates the law of attraction, and, like the subjective wisdom of a seed which attracts to itself everything needed to enable its growth, man also can consciously draw forth the wisdom and ideas necessary for the fruition of his ideas, goals, and objectives for accumulating wealth. Remember, all man-made forms, processes, and anything else he creates must first live in man's thought life. He cannot mold, fashion, or shape anything until he has thought it out. In the end, thought rules the world. Think and gain riches. 1. Use the laws of mind and extract from the infinite storehouse within you everything you need to lead a glorious and successful life. 2. You were born to be rich, and you are here to lead a full and happy life. God wants you to be happy. 3. There is a definite law of cause and effect in everything. Believe in God's riches, and you shall receive. It is done unto you as you believe. 4. God always is successful in all his undertakings. You are one with God. Therefore, you can't fail. You were born to conquer. 5. All riches are of the mind. It is your mental attitude that determines wealth or poverty. Think riches and riches follow. Think poverty and poverty follows. 6. There is an abundance of opportunity for you. Go with the current of life and stop swimming against the tide. There is an infinite number of ideas to draw out of your subconscious. A new idea you have may be worth $50,000. 7. A magnificent way to contact the infinite storehouse within is to make a habit of affirming, "God supplies all my needs now." Wonders happen as you pray this way. 8. Poverty is a mental illness. Claim boldly, "God's wealth is circulating in my life, and there is always a divine surplus." 9. Your subconscious mind, which is the storehouse of riches, responds to your sincere thoughts in ways you know not of. 10. Thought is the only immaterial and invisible power of which you are aware. Your thought definitely and positively can produce capital for you. 11. The law of attraction attracts to you everything you need according to the nature of your thought life. Your environment and financial condition are the perfect reflection of your habitual thinking. Thought rules the world.